We have definitely been cooking quite a bit of Italian food lately. However, a friend of mine recently asked for a Disney pizza recipe. Pizza Planet at Hollywood Studios was my first guess, but the media has me so wrapped up in so many alien conspiracies that it's hard for me to be eternally grateful. My next thought was Tony's from Magic Kingdom, but why not go straight to the source in Epcot at Via Napoli? This restaurant's architecture is themed around Naples and Florence, Italy. It is famous for Neapolitan pizza that has been crafted with the freshest ingredients and then cooked in an 800-degree brick oven. Today, we will be recreating Via Napoli's Margherita Napolitan pizza. Welcome to Remy's Apprentice, where we believe anyone can cook. For over 20 years, I've been dining at the Walt Disney World Resort and bringing the flavors of magic back to my own kitchen. Let me share some of these recipes with you. Alright guys, welcome to another episode of Remy's Apprentice. Please at the end of the video, like, subscribe, and leave feedback for more recipes you would like to see. I have enough recipes to last me a decade of content, but without you telling me what you want to see along the way, I'll be lost. Plus, I can't make the little chef under my hat happy with only fixing my favorite recipes. Raisin bran and milk, microwavable popcorn, etc. Alright, to the recipe. 3/4 okay, hold on, let's try this one more time. 3/4 teaspoon of salt, 2 teaspoons dry active yeast, 1 1/4 cup room temperature water, 3 cups bread flour, and there you go, all of our ingredients for our dough. We're going to be starting our dough by adding our yeast to our water and stirring. Once your yeast is completely dissolved, set your mixture aside and let it rest for 5 minutes. While our yeast is setting, break out your mixer and begin to add in the flour, and then adding in your salt. What a lot of people will do is they'll use a spoon to stir in the salt, but what I like to do is I'll just let my mixer run with the salt in there. That way it gets good and combined. Once your dry ingredients are combined, add in your 1 1/4 cup water with yeast. Something I forgot to mention earlier, Via Napoli uses King Arthur bread flour. So that is what I'm using today, not only for the flour, but also to flour our countertop before we start to knead. Knead for 5 minutes, turning your dough into a ball before wrapping in plastic wrap, and setting aside for 3 hours. After setting aside for 3 hours, place into the refrigerator for exactly 1 hour. Alright, now time for the best part. We get to make our sauce. We're going to start out with 2 28-ounce cans of San Marzano tomatoes, 2 ounces of fresh Italian parsley, 2 ounces fresh basil leaf, 2 teaspoons salt, and even though the recipe doesn't call for it, you can use 2.5 teaspoons of sugar, and 2 cloves minced garlic. So basically what we're trying to do here is set up a marinara sauce. We don't want this too soupy and we don't want it too chunky, so we're going to grind this up with our hands. To ensure that we keep all of the best pulp, we're going to strain this. After crushing all your tomatoes, strain one last time. Add to a bowl until all other ingredients are ready to be mixed. Chop basil leaf, add basil leaf to a bowl. Chop parsley, add parsley to a bowl. Add 2 minced cloves of garlic. Once you have all of your ingredients into a bowl, you might want to strain your tomatoes one more time. Add your tomatoes to your ingredients and begin to stir. Add salt, and like I said before, you can use sugar if you want, however, I'm not using it in my pizza sauce. Mix these ingredients together and bam, you've got your pizza sauce. We're going to cover this and put it in a refrigerator until our dough is complete. Now, because I don't own a wood-burning oven that hits the eternal temperature of 800 degrees, we will be preparing this pizza on a grill so that it still has the hardwood flavor. But not just any grill. Holy grail to longevity for fathers, warriors, and HOA suck-ups worldwide. Yeah, okay. Yes, it's a Traeger. They're not sponsoring me yet, but I'm sure they'll love that bit. But because of this, we will be creating our pizza on parchment paper. So let's go ahead and get our dough out. Start creating it, getting it to whatever shape that you want. Of course, I'm going for more of an oval, circle type shape. Also, I don't really know if this works, but I create indentions with my fingers, that way the sauce can get deep down into the crust. And don't forget to fold over to get a nice thick crust. Once your crust and pizza is at the desired shape, add your sauce. Add your sauce to the desired thickness before adding your mozzarella cheese. Now there are a couple ways to do this. A lot of people like to shred their mozzarella cheese over the top of the pizza, but that's not how it's done at Via Napoli. After your cheese is on top of your pie, go ahead and add your parsley and basil leaf. And for effect, I'm going to add some cherry tomatoes. Now it's time to throw this on my smoker at 450 degrees for 15 minutes. After removing from the grill, let rest for at least 5 minutes. Now let's go ahead and divide this thing up. I'll go ahead and tell you, this was probably better than any pizza that I've ever ordered, and it's definitely the best pizza that I've ever made myself. And a little word of advice, do not skip on the fresh ingredients. That's what made this. That basil and parsley, the way it just melts together in your mouth, just resonates. Thank you again for tuning in to another episode of Remy's Apprentice. Please don't forget about being the first to see all of my videos by becoming a patron on Patreon. Let me know what you want to see next, like and subscribe, and until next time guys, cheers.